So, hi everyone. My name is Pankaj Nagarkoti. I am a research scholar at Department of Psychology at Kumaun University, Nainital, India. So, I want to start with a very simple question, uh, and I would like you to hold it, thought that in your mind throughout this season about yourself afterward. Most of us have been there. We scroll for a few minutes, we see a perfect body, we see a flawless face, we see a luxury vacation, and something quite shift inside us. We may not even know it, but it is there. So today I'm going to talk about why that happened, what it does to us, and more importantly, what can we do about that. So the presentation title is Social Media and Body Image, the mediating role of self-esteem and self-compassion. So today I will briefly talk about what is social comparison and how it evolved in the digital age and how different platforms affect us differently. And finally, how self-esteem and self-compassion may protect us from the body image issues. So before we talk about social media and body image, we need to understand the fundamental psychological drive that make all of this possible, the deeply human need to evaluate ourselves to others. So, in 1950, proposed what is now the most replicated idea in social psychology, the social comparison. The core idea is very beautiful. Uh, we don't evaluate ourselves in a vacuum. We figure out who we are, how we are capable of, how attractive we are, how successful we are by looking at our surroundings. And it is not a flaw. It is actually an evolutionary tool. In early help you survive. It help you form alliances, avoid threats, understand your role. But here is what it get complicated. Festinger identified three dimensions of the comparison: the upward, lateral, and downward comparison. So in upward comparison, we compare to someone we perceive as superior or someone who is better than ourselves. It can, it can motivate us, but it can also trigger the feeling of inadequacy or envy. And in lateral comparison, comparing with peer at similar level, this is generally healthy. It helps us to calibrate realistic expectation, what what others will do in the same situation like that. And then comes the downward comparison, comparing someone to worse off. This temporarily make us feel better about ourselves, but used habitually, it can breed arrogance and lack of empathy in ourselves. So now, which direction do you think social media pushes society? It is upward comparison, no doubt about that, and it is always upward. That is the problem. So we will now talk about how it was before and how it is now. So not long ago, and I know many of us in the room remember this. Comparison has a natural limit in a pre-digital area. We used to compare ourselves to our peers, our colleagues, our neighbors, our classmates only. A very familiar social circle, small circle, and the encounter, the frequency by which we compare, it was so little. Like it was in the wedding or in the magazine or when someone buys something new, then we used to compare ourselves. And the standards were quite us also had bad days, also had ugly bodies, in the same situation. And crucially, it is also for the two way. So if someone praised you or criticized you, there was context behind that. But in today's age, when digital media is so prevalent, college students are comparing themselves to the million of strangers, to celebrities, to influencers, to fitness models. 24/7, and the standards are also not realistic. The photos are mob, they are heavily used, the filters are heavily used in them, and they do not actually look like that in real life. And the feedback is one direction. A social media profile is highlighted real. Nobody posts their worst days. Nobody shows their bloating, the breakdown, the failure attempt. And then we will go to the ways we compare ourselves to the people. So there are at least 6 major domains in which social media comparison happen. The first one and most prevalent is physical appearance. Our body shape, skin, weight, facial feature, fashion, the most visible and most affected domain on social media. Then we go to achievement and success, our grade, our job title, our awards, career milestone, measuring our worth by other highlighting reels. And then come the relationship and relationship and popularity, our followers, likes, who tagged you, who didn't. We all have essential turned social accept into numbers game. Then comes the lifestyle and experience, the curated perfect life, the tropical holidays, the perfect vacation, none of it effortless at its best. And then wealth and possession, material success as social currency, branded clothes, luxury cars, designer apartment, posted as signals of growth. And finally, intelligence and opinion, comparing your academic standing, your views, your online influence. Body image is the lens through which my research focuses. But I want you to see that the comparison mechanism is touching every corner of young person's identity. And now we will look after the social media and their effects. So there are two types of social media. Some are very high in risk and some are like moderate and low in risk, like Instagram and TikTok or Snapchat. They are very visual feed, or they use the filter photo. They put lot of effort on their appearance, so they are very distraction and depression in them. While the TikTok and YouTube, you can interact in them, so it makes little less intensity apps. So now, now we will talk about media. So, so there are different framework which I use. First one is the comparison theory, which is universal, which we already looked into. And then second is psychology of weight loss, FM segments. So, and comparison protect us. They will make us look and stable in our words. When we have a high self-esteem, means our sense of value isn't dependent on the external validation, like likes or comments. Cognitive reappraisal. People with high self-esteem reframe upward comparison as irrelevant rather than threatening to the identity. And then we come to the self-compassion as buffer. Uh, it is different in a sense than when we show the kindness to ourselves, when there is a very difficult situation for us and we show the same kindness we are going to show to the other person to us. So, and now let us look how first is unfollow account that trigger negative, follow body positive realistic creators who uplift rather than demeaning your. Then media literacy training, learn to recognize filter, editing, and the highlight reel nature of the social media. Reality is always richer than and messier than the feed. And this is a skill. When you catch yourself in a comparison spiral, pause, name it, respond to yourself with the same kindness you offer a close friend. It's okay to feel that I am enough as I am. Effective reframing. Challenge the comparison through directly. Ask, is it fair? I am comparing my full messy real life to their curated highlights. What strength do I have that this image doesn't capture? Then gratitude journaling, a daily gratitude practice, have been shown to shift attention bias from what we lack toward what we have. This directly interprets the upward comparison loop. Then digital detox and limits. Set boundaries, use screen times, digital well-being, or any other platform built-in tool. Schedule offline hour. Reconnect with your real-world values, real relationship, and your sense of self that exists outside the feed. And then we will look about the changes we can make. There we can break this into two parts: online and the offline. Online is digital habit to change. Set a 30-minute daily limit on appearance focused platform like Instagram or TikTok. Then turn off likes and follower counts whenever you can. Follow creators who share authentic, unfiltered realities. Avoid scrolling things first thing in the morning or right before the bed. These are your most psychologically vulnerable moments. And then offline habits to build. Start a daily self-compassion journaling practice. Move your body for joy, not for appearance. Build your identity around your value, your curiosity, your kindness, your courage, not your looks or your likes. And importantly, if someone is struggling seriously, encourage them to seek therapy or peer support. These interventions are not weakness, they are exactly what the evidence supports. Then we will go to our study design and implication. I want to walk you through the research itself, what we set to out to investigate how and what is contributed, the problem we identified, and the methodology which we use the age group of 18 to 25-year college going adult of Uttarakhand only, and then the research design was cross-sectional survey method, quantitative approach, and the instrument used was social comparison scale, Rosenberg self-esteem scale, self-compassion scale, and body image scale. And ethical standards were taken like informed consent obtained, autonomy fully maintained, voluntary participation insurance, data security and confidentiality. Uh, so let me conclude the research. Let me leave you with this. Social media based social comparison poses a significant and miserable threat to the body image and psychological well-being of our young people. That is not in dispute. But here is what I want you to carry out of this room. Self-esteem and self-compassion are not personality traits that people either have or don't. They are skills. They are trainable. Every college student, every young person, every human being in this room has the capacity to build them. Social comparison has evolved from local gossip to a global, algorithmically optimistic performance. It harm has scale with it, but no can so can our response. Our most powerful intervention is not to take away the phone. That Sif has said, our most powerful intervention is to build the inner resource that allow young people to encounter the comparison and not to destroy by it. Build inner resilience, curate digital environment, educate early. Thank you so much. I am happy to take any question.
Thank you, Pankaj. And indeed, your work on social media affecting the image of the youth and adolescents is good one. And I must say that the comparison youth and adolescents are making themselves by watching the images, the morphed images, the edited images on the social media, and then comparing themselves is making them depressed, right? I just have a quick question, just one quick question. Do
Yeah.
cultural and generational expectations or the geographical differences come into this play? Like we
Yeah,
see
for
that
sure.
the okay, but just question. The
Yeah.
people from some geography have a different kind of body, and then the people from another geography has a different kind of stature, another different kind of bodies. So does and then they have different cultures. So does this come into play? As in, does this have a negative image, or does this have a positive image?
I mean, it has both the positive and negative. In many cultures, you see the little weight is considered to be good. In our Indian culture also, if you are like fit, totally fit, your family will like say to you, you are like so nutritionally deficient. But yeah, and one more thing, the most important thing is also I have seen the religion also. When your religion teaches you about the positive body images, then it will truly help the person who is religious.
Thank you, Pankaj. The
And
stage is open for the questionnaire round, and anyone from the participants would like to ask. Dr.
thank you,
Holly,
Riten.
I saw that you appreciated his presentation. Would you like to ask something?
No, I did. We do a lot of work in America on body image and the impacts of social media and the images, especially on young girls, particularly, they're higher risk, they're statistically more impacted from our social context, our culture. And even though America is very much mixed, of course, there's some level of assimilation. So when people come to America, they actually do have an extra external pressure. So says some research that, they do want to assimilate. They want to kind of respect their culture, but almost escape a little bit and become, more accepted around them, especially if they're not in a bubble where they have a lot of their culture surrounding them. So certainly we've seen the impact. Our schools have laws. They are state-based. Unfortunately, they're not federalized, but they are state-based. In Florida, where I now currently live, elementary school, there is no phone allowed on the premises, period. Middle school, you may have a phone. It has to be off during school hours. It may be kept in your locker, not on your person at all. And then in high school, you may have access to your phone in between classes, not in class. And so they are very strict about it. You have disciplinary action for it. And they do a lot of counseling and education for parents and community, and as well as their students on this type of stuff, because we can't take it for granted that their religion or their culture or their family life is really reflecting a lot of these things. So it's nice that they're really getting it out with equity.
Thank you, Dr. Holly. Thank you, and your work is indeed a detailed one. Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you for being with us,
Thank you, Riten.
and please be
You are
with
doing
us
great work.
for the next participants, hearing all other participants with us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.